The rags in the can. See if there's any stain left in it before you dip it in there. You want to stain. Stain the hinge side. You want to stain everywhere there's wood. You can stain over the hinge, but if you don't wipe it off later, it's going to be a sticky hinge tomorrow. So this has a lot of stain in it, so I haven't had to dip it once yet, and it still has a lot of stain, so get as much stain out of the rag as you can.
Oh, it looks so pretty.
Thank you. Once the outside gets it stained, I ran out of stain. When you dip it in the stain, you don't soak it in there and wring it out. A little bit at a time. A little bit, stain. The hardest part to stain is inside the corners. You don't want to leave the corners unstained, so get it in the corners. Try not to stain over the hinges. If you do, that's fine as long as you do the next step correctly. It takes a while to do this all perfect. Tap, don't drip. More stain. Look in the corners, make sure you stain. You don't see any wood that hasn't been stained. So this corner needs a little bit more. Put the rag back in the can. Don't leave it on the table or in the stain. Then come over to this table. If you don't do this table, your project's going to be all sticky tomorrow. Dylan. Dry as much as you can off. If you don't, they'll be sticky the next day. Dry off the hinge so the stain doesn't dry on the hinge. When you put it in the cabinet, put it in like a book. As soon as you're done staining, wash your hands. Stain also stains hands. The checkers are in this. Just come over, grab one of these. Then you want to grab a sanding board. You can get the skinny sanding board, then you can put it in the vise. On these there is fuzz and it's rough. There's also a lot of scratches. You don't need to sand the scratches off. What you want is it to be smooth, so it takes a little bit on that side, a little bit on that side, then you have fuzz on the edges. To get the fuzz off the edges, you have to sand it like that and turn it. And you have 23 to go. So it should be smooth to the touch. It might have some scratches, that's fine. And no fuzz on it. My desk, there is masking tape. And write your name on the tape so we know it's yours.